Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Greetings everybody, let's take a look again on euro currency. So yesterday we said as euro currency starts to play some tricks around the resistance, we have decided to get a bit more clarity on the current intraday bearish setup and get some more confidence before taking any position. So we have agreed to get some bearish reversal pattern before suggesting taking some short position. And today, actually, on the intraday charts, we have this bearish setup. Although for the bulls, actually, haven't changed anything. It's mostly they're not taking part in this journey. It's because the bulls mostly watching for a pullback when retracement will be over, and then they make the decision on the possible taking a long position, possible upward continuation. Because here we have strong bullish reversal swing, and theoretically, after the pullback, some extension, well, at least the euro should make an attempt to make some extension. But for the bears, this is a vital moment because it is needed to take the decision on the position taking. On the 4-hour time frame chart, actually nothing has changed. So market, as I said, starts playing some tricks with trying to move above the OP. And that's why we said that maybe we need to consider also the XOP, this potential area where theoretical market could turn down if some attempt will be to complete it. Or we said, let's wait for some clear bearish pattern before taking position at least. Well, appearing of the bearish pattern, of course, also doesn't guarantee that you will succeed. But as you are dealing with the pattern on lower time frame, on hourly chart, your risk becomes very small. So you do not need to take place stops and based on some daily levels that could stand rather far from your position taking, but we're dealing with the hourly chart, is using the pattern on the hourly chart. Usually your stop will not exceed 30-40 pips maybe. So second moment that we need to take into consideration today is the release of the gross domestic product and retail sales. This will be vitally important for market currently. It is really big hopes and anticipation that gross domestic product should be positive. To be honest, guys, I would suggest that even the gross domestic product for the fourth quarter of the previous year should be negative. And if you remember, a lot of noise was in media when the previous gross domestic product had been released for the last year. When also everybody expected that it should be positive, but suddenly it has appeared to be negative. And once again, right today, so everybody expects that it should be positive. That's why appearing of the negative numbers might bring a really big surprise for the market. Although, based on our analysis that we have prepared weekly on the Forex market, fundamental picture suggests that actually numbers should be negative. Anyway, currently what we have on the market. So on the hourly chart, you could see that recently market has formed a bearish reversal swing right there. So you can see downside action stands greater than the previous swing up. And here we have something that reminds the shape of the head and shoulders. On the CDO, like we see that's moving a bit faster. So that's actually the setup that you could think about if you'd like to take the scalp trade and you're not scaring to deal with the release of the numbers, because it will be probably significant volatility. If we wouldn't have release of some significant statistics, I would say that you could place stop just above the C point, because that will be an validation point of the head and shoulders. And if market will keep going higher, it's probably leads to taking out of the stop and moving on the market to the XOP target. Potentially, for example, our head and shoulders easily could turn to the butterfly pattern. It might be left wing. If head and shoulders starts to fail, this will be right wing. And you can see that XOP 50% resistance level. I mean 50%, not from this reaction point, but on the daily chart. from this major downside action. Agrees with the XOP target, and potentially we could consider this pattern that might be formed in the case of the failure of the hand shoulders. But since we have today the important release of the gross domestic product, maybe it makes sense to, I don't know, to consider something like possible ABCD pattern here a bit higher before downside action will start place stops slightly above this area. So market could form, for instance, Gartley put to sell and start downward action. It's also possible, although the shape of the pattern itself doesn't suggest it. So mostly with this performance, it's more probable that we should get attempt to downside breakout right now. Since you can see this a really big forest of different levels, currently, despite that XOP stands in agreement with the 50% support as well here, which is also favorite level for euro currency, it is logical to consider probably the OP, it's 1 or 6, because it's enveloped with the confluence. As you can see, the XOP might be reached if really outstanding numbers will be released. Something really strong, and in this case, really could get some downward acceleration. Well, that's approximately all that we have currently on euro currency, so think twice before making bet on this, and think about some insurance and how you will protect your position to minimize your risk. So this is a really major question currently if you plan to take the short position here, because in general tendency stands up on the daily chart, and this position goes against the major tendency, so it's it doesn't mean that it's just accompanied with additional risks, and volatility might happen. So this setup for today, and let's keep watching for the numbers.